Hey, hopefully having a really great day. My name is Bryce Tubbs, and today we're utilizing a new I got a new camera, new just setup, new microphone, new everything. So I'm trying to kind of experiment to see like whether or not this is the best how we're setting things up. So you might see things are a little bit different. So just kind of bear with me while we do that. Today's video is going to be about how to get your first client this week. So this is a really important topic because most people when they're first starting out, like they're trying to get their first client, right? And that's the big pillar that most people shoot for. Because when you get started, you're just super hyper focused on it, right? Because I know when I first got started, I really wanted to get my first accounting client because I just was running out of time, right? Because I had quit my job. I was super anxious, and I was like, okay, I need to make this thing work. I need to make this thing work. I need to make this thing work. And I got frustrated really quickly because the only methods I really knew were like cold calling. I would like have like a stack of papers, and I would actually like walk door to door. I would literally go inside, for example, like jewelry stores, and I went after jewelry stores for the first like month because one, I knew that jewelry store owners, like it was really hard for them to be like, hey, go away. Two, I knew there was only like maybe one or two lines of defenses for me actually being able to speak to the owner. So it'd either be like their assistant or it'd be them. And it's either if you get in there at the right time, you're talking to the owner. And that's why I was doing it. But when I would do it, it'd be like, you drive like 10 miles or 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then they probably wouldn't even be there that day. And you're kind of trying to surprise them. And it was just so frustrating because I was so confused. Then I would try and do like cold calling. For example, I would go on Google and I would just type in like a certain type of business, like whatever industry I was feeling that day or that week. And I even got a list from my local community college where it was like just all the new businesses that started the past like 2 years. So I was just calling, hey, you want some help? Click. Hey, do you want some help? Yeah, my name is Bryce. We do click. Hey, would you like some help with your accounting? It was click. And it was so challenging. So I did that for about a month, right? Every day of doing about like an hour, about 20 to 30 calls, where I'd try and get a client. It just didn't really work. So I had to start developing systems to be able to grow the business. And these are the kind of what we've learned over time. Nowadays, I help other accountants and bookkeepers grow their business to six-figure level in the same way that I did. Now, if you want some help doing that, maybe you've been watching my videos, or maybe you're tired of not having the full control both of your life and of your income, that maybe you started a business for. Maybe you started a business because you didn't like your job, you didn't like where you were previously, and you came into this field trying to go and grow really quickly so you can support your family, so you can have more free time, so you can control your income. And if you're not at that level for whatever reason, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if my mentorship program is right for you and your family. Okay, it's not right for everybody, but for the people who it is right for, we have a really proven track record of getting you from like zero to anywhere between $10,000 to about $20,000 per month in sales inside of your business. So if that's something you want to finally be able in control of your life, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below. I'd love to see you on the call. Now, how to do this, okay? So number one, you gotta be able to pick your platform. Oh my goodness, my eyes started freaking out. I always like using two platforms when I'm first starting, right? So for me, you really need to go. For me, I love LinkedIn, and the second platform I like Facebook. For most people, the platform they need to be using is either LinkedIn or it's going to be Instagram, okay? Because Facebook is very tricky for 99% of people. It's good for me because I just understand what I'm doing, but if I had to start over, I would actually be choosing like LinkedIn and Instagram. Now, the reason why this is so important to pick two is because one is going to be inherently easier for you. The second one is what you're going to be using long term, right? Because everyone is thinking about how to go and get the clients really quickly. But what happens after you get your first client? Because that's going to happen. It's like as long as you stay in the game, you're going to get your first client. But what happens after you get your first client? For most people, it takes them another 6 months to get their second client. If instead you're working with someone who knows what they're doing, it's like, okay, so not only do we want to get our first client, but I want to make sure that once you get your first client, your next 10 clients come within the span of like 1 week or even 1 month. Right? So you can automatically fill up and reach your goal in a really short period of time. So that's number one. You have to pick your platform, okay? Now, a good example, this is my student named JT. And so JT, he chose to do Facebook and LinkedIn. Okay, so he's very similar to me, right? LinkedIn because you can just go and connect with a really large amount of people. Second one is Facebook, because he can use Facebook groups to go and be around his target market, build relationships, get them on the phone really quickly, and then they were paying him money at a really, really high pace. So that's the two methods that he chose. Now the reason why he chose that is because he had been trying to use like Instagram, he tried to use like email, he even did like some Facebook ads and like Upwork. But those platforms just didn't really work for him, and there was just too many platforms. You spread too thin. So you have to go and like narrow down to about 2 so you can put all your emphasis on there. And once you know the right way to utilize those platforms to get in front of the business owners that are going to pay you more money, then it is a lot easier for you to be able to grow your business. And that's really what he found. Like he got up to about, I think it was up to like $15,000 a month within 7 months of working with me, right? And it's all because we just focused really, really, really intently on those, you know, people that were gonna pay him money. And we'll even talk about step number 2, okay? So the reason why step number 2, okay, you need to dive into a higher revenue type of community, right? So whenever we talk about like Facebook groups, the reason why Facebook is so hard is because most people when they're starting out, they're going after like solopreneurs, like they're trying to go after photographers, or they're trying to go after like, you know, individual truckers, like independent contractor truckers. They're going after like hairstylists or salon artists, or like eyelash people. Like they're going after people who they are the only person inside of their business, or they're just, you know, independent contractor. What you need to be shooting for is you need to be shooting for a business that already has multiple contractors underneath it. So rather than going after the individual like barber, you need to go after the person that owns the barber shop. So not only can you get the person to pay you who's used to hiring out contractors and spending money to grow their business, but you can also get that flow through from all the independent contractors, like all the barbers in the shop underneath it. So not only do you get a client for, you know, like $2,000 per month, but then you get an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many barbers are inside of there that each want your help as well. So not only did you get to charge someone $2,000 per month, but the combined amount of money from each one adds an additional $2,000 to $3,000 per month. So now that one business is paying you $5,000 per month. And that kind of goes back to what I was talking about you need to make sure that when you're going after your first client, you are building in systems to be able to go and get your next 5 to 10, so that you don't have to do as much work when it comes to marketing, okay? Now, a good example of this is actually like going after like community like HVAC or construction, restaurants, auto shops, etc. Basically, you need to go speak to the people who have a higher likelihood of paying you more money. Okay, construction. I love construction. Some people don't like construction. Restaurants, like for a long time, I did not like restaurants because I thought they were really cheap. But the more that I just work with students inside the mentorship program, I notice a lot of students really like restaurants, because when you get inside of the right one, if they have multiple locations, they're able to not only pay you $1,000, $2,000 for one location, but they multiply it by 5 depending on the volume of transactions they have, right? Even someone like an HVAC company. So for example, like Lori got $1,000 a month client. She was like, yeah, I came into the meeting and I was so afraid, because that was the most money she'd ever charged at that point. That's a $12,000 a year contract. And she was really nervous about it, because she was like, yeah, I've never charged someone that much money. And the guy, I just met the person like 3 days ago, and like there was a lot of like just kind of like emotions just running through. And a lot of people have that. I know I did with the first time I gave like a really big quote, or a quote that was just like bigger than what I was used to. And I kind of told her, it's like, hey, relax, stick to your fundamentals, utilize the sales script we talked about. They need your help. And there was a lot of little things we had to talk about, which I generally help people inside of the program, like how to prepare for emergency sales calls. So the biggest sales call of your life, how to prepare for it, how to make sure you know exactly what to say so you don't feel like unconfident, you don't feel scared. You're able to really just grow and just move really quickly with it, right? She got it the next day and she was like, dude, the guy agreed to $1,000 a month without even batting an eye. I was like, yeah, because you're really valuable. Right? So of course he's gonna say yes. That's kind of the point, right? She just had to find her confidence. Then she even went, I think yesterday she went and quoted a person $6,000 per month. I don't know exactly how it turned out, because I didn't talk to her since last night, but I'm super confident she's going to go and get that quote now that she just knows that money's not really an issue. And the fact that she's able to go into these higher revenue type of communities like HVAC or construction, like this is a construction company she's going to go talk to. And they just got a huge loan. I think the loan they got was another like $1 million loan for their business. So they have enough money to pay her. It's just more about like, you know, is the timing right? And a lot of little factors that I generally like to speak about with each person individually. all that to say is you can grow your business really quickly. It's just you have to be very, very, very precise when you're starting out. And that's how I go and actually get my first client. Number one, go ahead and pick the right platform. LinkedIn, Instagram, maybe Facebook groups. Now, if you're in a pinch, you're already in a bunch of Facebook groups and you've already chosen Facebook as your main platform, go make sure you're in communities where the business owners are more likely to be more established, bigger, and already hiring contractors. Once you're inside of there, you can start going and making relationships, and then you can start going and ask them to get on the phone with you. Once you ask them to get on the phone with you, you get on the phone, you do the consultation, and you kind of grow. Now, if you want a little bit more detail, there's a couple different ways you can go. One, we have a lot of free training inside of this channel that shows you how to actually handle the sales call, how to actually prepare beforehand, like what to send them ahead of time so you can get a grasp of the scope of work, so you know exactly how much to charge, so you know exactly what to say leading up to it, so they actually go through your testimonials or through your pre-call literature. Now, hopefully you enjoy those. I might be able to link a playlist inside of the end cards that can show you like how to do that, but if not, just go to my channel. It's under the videos titled Weekly Trainings or even the Elite Coaching Call, so you can actually see what we do inside of that. Now, if you know that you want some help, right, you don't want to go and recreate the wheel. You want to just go the shortest, fastest time possible to really be in control of your income, your life, and be able to really take care of your family for generations to come. Go ahead and click on the link inside the description below. Book a call with me. I want to see you on the call. I want to see if this program is a good fit for you. I know this is kind of a strong call to action, but it's just because our track record is so impeccable. We don't accept everybody inside the program because I only want to work with people, one, who I know I can help, because I am running, my accounting firm and a mentorship program at the same time. So I don't like bringing in people who are not a good fit. I want to make sure that if you do, decides that, hey, this is a good fit, we want to work together, that you actually can make it to, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per month in a very short period of time. So I can, come in, change your life, make sure you know exactly how you can move forward. You're in full control, and then we just grow together. And then you just keep, you can decide whether you want to go to $50,000 a month or if you just want to stay at $20,000 a month. The choice is up to you. Okay, so if that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. This has been Bryce Tubbs signing out.